Hey, Jared here. I just want to share with you my vision for these mindful eating events and where that vision came from and where I hope these mindful eating events go. So, real quick, there's a link in the text below where you can sign up for the mindful eating event. There's only 2 spots left, so you know, if you click on it and it's taken, I'm sorry, but almost got a full house, and I just want to open it up to let more people in. The mindful eating event is something that I just had this, you could say, an intuition that we need to work with food. Like, here I am talking about intuitive eating. Here I am talking about weight loss and enlightenment. Here I am talking about health at every size, which all revolves around this practice, this art of food. And yet here I am, you're listening or watching, and there's no food in front of you. There's no food in front of me. And we evolved in communities over millions of years. A big basis for intuitive eating is that it's natural, it's in line with evolution. Like, back in the day, they didn't have diet plans to regulate their calories. They were in touch with their intuition. They're connected to their body. And they were also eating food together. Like, tribes and people have come together for hundreds and thousands of years and ate food together. And it's like, if this intuitive eating movement is growing, and it is growing, it's growing rapidly. Like, nowadays, intuitive eating is a thing. Before, no one knew of intuitive eating. It's been out for 20 years, but now it's starting to accelerate. And if this intuitive eating thing is going to grow big enough to take on the weight loss industry, to take on the diet industry, it's going to have to start with grassroots people connecting over food and learning this art, this returning to who you are way of being with food. And that's kind of gets me super excited talking about this. For there to be a safe place for people to relearn how to eat. And you don't relearn how to eat when you're judged. You don't relearn how to eat when you're not working with food. You relearn it with other people. So the mindful eating event is something where we are going to, we're going to meditate beforehand. We're actually going to do a little guided body image meditation where we don't hate our bodies. We love our bodies no matter what shape or size. Our hosts in San Jose have prepared some amazing food for us, and we're going to eat the food. But before we're going to eat, we're going to check in with our body. We're going to pause halfway through the meal. We're going to learn, quote unquote, reflect after the meal about what we learned, because that's a huge mindset in intuitive eating. Is instead of judging yourself when you overeat or emotionally eat or binge eat, is to learn what happened leading up to these events. And so we're going to learn. We're going to have group conversation, great food. We're going to meditate. And that's the event. That's why it's happening. And, there's 2 spots left. You're invited to come. I'd love for you to come. We're going to get a bigger venue next time. But I want to share with you where I hope this goes. I just got this weird feeling in my stomach. This weird feeling that this movement, intuitive eating, and especially this thing of getting people around the table and talking about food and eating food together in a kind of an intuitive, practicing some of these principles, bringing it to life. This way of interacting, of being with food, of building community, this could spread like wildfire. Like, the time our culture is ready for a conscious awakening on how to relate to food differently. And how else does a movement start if not by people coming together around the table and sharing ideas? This goes beyond one dinner here. I think this could be like just something big. So I'm excited for it. I believe in it. I believe in this. Part of my overeating struggles, my binge eating and so forth, and some of my own journeys through healing and confidence building and stepping into who I freaking am as a man, has been involved with going to an Overeaters Anonymous meeting. So Overeaters Anonymous, it's like Alcoholics Anonymous, but instead of dealing with alcohol addiction, people are coming in with food addiction, compulsive eating, that type of thing, emotional eating. And I've been to some of these groups, and it's so good. It's so good. And not to say that we're doing an Overeaters Anonymous group, no. Because there's nothing wrong. We don't need to be anonymous, right? Like, when you try to diet, and you've been raised in a culture that tries to diet, you're going to get disconnected from your body. And now we're learning to return to our body. There's nothing wrong with that. No shame. No shame. We're removing all the shame. But Overeaters Anonymous is everywhere. Like, I know this model works. I know this model works because I've been to these meetings and I've seen dozens of people come into a small room and talk about food. And what's funny is that Overeaters Anonymous, they don't have any food on the table. Like, there's no food. So imagine what would happen if we took away the shame and added food. Like, there is a demand, a collective demand for this Overeaters Anonymous function where people can come together in a safe place and talk about their struggles with food. Imagine then if we create this container where people can come together in a safe place and talk about food, but we have food and we work with it. Like, we pause and we eat and we savor and we enjoy. Like, if Overeaters Anonymous is working, this has got to work too. So that's why I'm, it's not just like that I'm confident and believe in this in an ungrounded way. I really do have faith that this is going to grow. So if you want to be a part of that, just click down below. It's a community building thing, so it's free. If you want to bring a meal, that'd be great. Really appreciate it. And that is all for now. I'm excited to see where this unfolds. So thank you. Have a great day. Peace.